big world market for energy is really Asia. The reason that university budgets and provincial budgets are in such trouble is we cannot get Alberta oil to market. Diesel trains are chugging away across North America, pulling heavy cargoes, and no one's saying how much greenhouse gases are we emitting in the course of this transportation system. A heck of a lot would be the answer.
The oil and gas law, on the face of it, sounds important but not necessarily terribly interesting. But he's somebody who works hard at making it interesting.
It's an area where you can really say the state of the law has obvious consequences for real life situations, real policy dilemmas faced by the province and by the federal government. My interest in energy and water, I've invested 40 plus years in researching, and this is the time when all of the issues are arriving all at once, and it's both very challenging for the government and very exciting to look at from both the legal analysis viewpoint and the policy viewpoint.
The opportunity to work with him was one of the things that made me think, yeah, this was a really good choice. He loves learning, and he really models learning. So, I mean, you think, for example, of a class in water law, where he knows so much more and has so much experience compared to everyone in the class, and yet, as we're giving our presentations and raising questions, like, he's really engaging in with those questions and is obviously learning things.
I was born in South Shields on Tyneside in Northern England, got into Oxford, did Red Law at Oxford, and then went straight to the University of Virginia.
He was only 22 years old when he started teaching law at the University of Alberta, so he was younger than a lot of his students.
For several years I had to keep my age a closely guarded secret, and it's probably why I err on the side of formality in class, because I wore a jacket and tie to class, partly because I perspired so freely with nervousness that I could wring my shirt out at the end of class. Chief Justice Catherine Fraser was a formidable presence in that class. Justice Marguerite Trussler.
He was obviously young. You could see that from his cherubic baby face. He looked like a fair-haired Paul McCartney. He was a superb instructor. And you could see in him, at that age, all the qualities that would make him an outstanding Dean of Law and leader. He was personable, dedicated, open to change, and he had an obvious passion for the law.
He's good at everything. He's a wonderful teacher, an outstanding scholar, and he's somebody who's been a very successful administrator, an outstanding fundraiser. I wish I was half as good as he was.
I dreaded it when I became dean. I said to Lewis Clark, my predecessor, well, it was okay for you, you didn't have a centenary campaign to run, and I enjoyed that more than anything, mainly because it was a great opportunity to reconnect with former students who I'd known well when they were in law school, who'd gone on to tremendous things around the world. Crouch, touch, set. Release. Well, I played rugby since the age of 11, and I felt the games were spoiled by weak officiating. So I always said when I stopped playing, I would referee rugby. Focus on the game, drop the back chat. We don't need it, it's a good game. I've refereed high level internationally, but I now I like refereeing high school games because I like to teach students the spirit of the game. Well, the main thing about the University Cup was I was present when Juliet McMaster received the first in 1996, is the list of the predecessors who won that award. The people I hold in such high esteem that I feel very humbled by the fact that I'm also on the same list as they are now.
He's been at the U of A for either 43 or 44 years. I mean, we stopped counting after 40. I don't see him stopping anytime soon.